Next up, from 101 Films and their AGFA range comes Smut Without Smut, Volume 1. Two movies that have some interesting premises. Porn films that were filmed with a little bit more emphasis on story, and thus has became this experiment where they have two versions of the movie on there. They've got the extreme hardcore version of it, and they've got the smut removed, so it's basically just the story version of these films. Two films to be precise, and they're such interesting experiments. I have watched both of these. I went for the without smut version, so they're kind of condensed films, but be kind of surprised with these two films. You know, they're very close to just the exploitation cinema that I really enjoy.
I want to castrate men, cut them all up. Use a big sharp knife.
The first one is a science fiction, futuristic idea of life, where people have chosen how much work they want to do over monthly periods and how much they want to have off, their earnings. They live their life to a set of monotonous rules. Everything is just almost had the fun stripped back from it. Everybody is just there for a purpose, and that is what they do. And we kind of follow our sort of main character, a woman who is struggling with how life is. It's unfulfilling. She wants something a little bit deeper. And she decides one day that her marriage isn't working. She wants to get divorced from her husband, who seems completely disassociated from reality, immersed in just watching his porn. And they have a divorce. She wins the lottery, which is a big aspect of the movie, where they get to go to the Pleasure Dome, this place where untold pleasures will be bestowed upon the winner of this lucky lottery ticket.
This simple test is to help us determine what events and pastimes to arrange for you. The answers give us a look into your innermost drives and desires.
She's also charged by a kind of guerrilla group to destroy the supercomputer that's driving all this forward, to free them from the confines of having to go there for pleasure and allow it back into the sort of real world, people to make their own choices. Lots of ideas and lots of things going on, which I really kind of liked in this one. The look of it, the low sci-fi feeling, the kind of cheap takeoff of Fahrenheit 451, which was I kind of liked. The lead character was a pretty good actress, and I kind of enjoyed, although she reminds me of somebody, and I just can't quite put my finger on it who. We watch her as she kind of moves through this world, not to be entangled with a lot of the trappings that are there, searching for that something that's going to fulfill her life and her ambitions and her dreams.
By giving our guests the opportunity to purge themselves of all their frustrations and suppressed desires, we make them happy, more productive citizens.
I kind of like it. The outfits, the design, the set, the production, the story, it's all really interesting, and it's fun to watch this character move through this world struggling to find what she's really looking for. And because it has the kind of aspect of the smut removed, you get a condensed 111-minute story, which kind of loses it a little bit near the end with some kind of strange twist, but you could we've seen before in other things.
I apologize. That was my fault. Only pleasure units are allowed in that section. I should never have left you alone.
I liked this one a lot. I thought the performances were great. I like the idea of the story is really elevated and fun, and they have a good budget to really almost achieve it as well. Things to Come was an interesting dystopian science fiction futuristic film that had some nice thematics behind it, which I really kind of appreciated.
That's right, baby.
Next up, we have The Dirty Dolls from 1973. This is a more heavy exploitation film. We have Johnny, who is the leader of a group of teenage girls who he kind of uses and abuses to do his dirty dealings. He's a robber, he's a thug. He'll do whatever he has to get the lifestyle that he wants. One of the girls that is with him is his sister, and he's kind of bringing her along, trying to give her the life that he feels that she deserves.
That's why I can't go with you. Some idiot down there might remember me.
That makes sense.
That's right, baby. Always makes sense.
But they're bad guys. They're robbers. They're thieves. They get chased into doing a jewellery robbery, and when it goes wrong, they end up kidnapping a couple of people from this to their hideaway shack, and that's where shenanigans kick in as we watch these guys struggle to deal with the fact that they may have to kill these witnesses, struggling to deal with how they're going to treat them while they are there, and there's kind of icky feeling to it. It feels like one of those nihilistic movies where people are living their lives to their own rules and it's ultimately headed in one direction, and that is where we're going to head.
Who the hell told you to bring him back here? Janice, you got shit for brains!
The performances are pretty good. I like the kind of sleazy feeling to this one. Felt a little bit akin to the Candy Snatchers, although not as great as that movie. And it was, yeah, a throwaway, fun exploitation movie. Again, with the smut removed.
Oh, God, thank God. Let's get out of here.
What are you going to do?
Let's go to the house. Let's go.
You get the idea that they're starting to abuse the prisoners that they've got, but you don't need to see that. It doesn't take away anything from the story having it taken out. And what I liked both about these movies was the fact that without the smut, they still contain stories. You know, they still have a narrative that's going on. One may be a little bit more exploitative than the other, whereas the science fiction one has more of a thematic to it. This one's just basically an exploitation movie. But they work. They work remarkably well with all the kind of smut removed from it, which is an interesting idea. I'd definitely be curious in checking out a volume 2 of this set of movies, and I would love to know, is this something you're interested in, or is this something you're just going to shy away from and never talk about again? I'd love to know if you've checked it out, if you're going to check it out. Are you mildly curious? Are you picking it up? Let me know in the comment box below. We can have a conversation about that. There's more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. Don't forget to hit the like button, and in the description box below this video there are links to the Patreon, the membership, and manvfilm.com, where you can support me in various fashions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Man v Film.